What's going on? Mike Neumann here with Inside Natural Bodybuilding, the conclusion of the pre-judging at the IFPA Pro North American here in Bloomington, Minnesota. The stage is set, a lot of quality competitors, over 300 entries in this Pro-Am show. The pros just got off stage for pre-judging. We're with Ryan Ahlstrom, one of the nation's top prep coaches. Going to give our final rundown of how we think the pre-judging went. A lot of quality pros in this show. This lineup is stacked. Normally there's one or two good pros, and then you have the rest of the pack that kind of fall below. But there's like 8 guys that can really do some damage in this show. So Brian, what do you think? What's first here?
I think it was a super tough show, first of all, and I think it can go in a multitude of ways as far as the top 3. I think personally the top 3 are set with Sam Okanala, Craig Toth, and Terry Starks. And you know, we've talked a little bit as how history's gone with this show. They've kind of went with what we call the freak factor. So with that, I kind of figured Terry Starks might take the whole thing. Maybe Toth second, Sam third. But in a different show, I might have Sam first. It's just going to totally depend on the judges. But I personally think those top 3 are pretty set.
Okay. Yeah, I thought Terry the Tower Starks was one of the favorites coming in at 218 pounds, lean, tall. This guy is a physical presence when he's on stage, and he's always a favorite going into a show. It's just a matter of how lean can he get and how conditioned can he get. He's always going to be the biggest guy on stage. That's why they call him the Tower, and he's always the favorite. But in this show, when the pros first came out on stage, one of the first guys that stood out to me was Craig Toth. He had a physical presence, and from the front standing relaxed position, Craig Toth did look big. He did look huge. But there was a guy that I seen get his pro card a couple of years ago at the OCB Midwest States. His name is Sam Okanala. And when I was judging these guys from the side poses and the back poses, Sam's my pick to win this whole thing. He's not the biggest, not the most conditioned, but he's got the best package of overall symmetry, size, and conditioning. He's got the hamstrings, and he got compared to Terry Starks and all the rest of the top guys. And Sam's my pick to click here. In my second place is a kid that's not the biggest in this show, but man, he was like the most conditioned. He might even be more conditioned than Sam Okanala himself, but this kid was conditioned. His name is Jason Brew. His size might hold him back, but if I were a judge, and I was 20 rows back, but from where I was at, I'd put Jason Brew in second place just because he had good condition. Not exactly a beanpole. I mean, he wasn't small. It's just there were so many big competitors in this class that he was just dwarfed. And he was even putting up to Terry Starks at one point.
Right.
And yeah, you'll see the videos on YouTube. Terry just dwarfs him there. And since I give the conditioned kid Jason Brew second place, I got Terry Starks in third. He's so big, but like you said, he could place a lot higher. But that's how I would have it. Terry Starks third, then Craig Toth fourth. And so you'd have
the only things you could say negative against Terry and Craig is both kind of soft in the back, and I thought Terry did disappear a little bit on his side poses. I'm not sure if that's posing or what. But overall package, like I said, in a different show, I can agree with your top 2 too. But I think you've got 7 guys, 8 guys that could possibly be the top 5.
Oh yeah,
I think those top 3 or 4 are pretty set. I've got Jason Brew in 4.
Yeah.
And I've got Ryan Clark look really good too, and we've got Ezra Reed, Marcel Roberts, and Fawn.
Yeah.
I mean,
Foon, Philivon.
Yep.
Everybody just calls him Foon. There's only one Foon, so we just call him Foon, and that's it. I don't even want to pronounce his last name.
Their judges really liked him too. So.
Okay, so yeah, we agree on the top 4 guys. You got Sam Okanala, Terry Starks, Craig Toth, Jason Brew. Could go a lot of different directions, so you know our take there. And the top 7 guys, they qualify for the Orton Cup. So let's talk about the guys that could finish in 5th place. You got Ezra Reed, you got Marcel Roberts, you got this new kid Ryan Clark that just got his pro card at Brenda Ray's Natural American, and who else is there? We got Foon. Okay.
Foon.
So it could go a lot of different directions. I didn't really know what to do there based off how the judges were moving the guys around. They didn't seem to favor Ezra all that much. They seemed to like Foon a lot. I myself have Ezra Reed in 5th place. He was full from the front. He looked great from the front. There were a couple of side poses he might have lost points on. Looked decent from the back, especially from the waist up. Who would be your 5th place spot?
I think I got the same guy in 5th. The only critique against him was the same thing, side poses. He kind of lost out, but he was hard enough from the back. He had good size. He had a great front relaxed. So I've got Ezra sliding into that 5th spot. So I guess we agree on the top 5.
Right.
But I wouldn't be surprised to see one of the other guys we talked about slide into 4th or 5th. I mean, it's a tough show to judge. I've been up here now the last few years, and this is the toughest pro lineup that I've seen as far as the top 7 or 8 guys going a multitude of ways. And the last few years, we've been pretty set on the top 2 or 3. So.
And I even made predictions on Facebook. If you go to Facebook, type in Inside Natural Bodybuilding in the search engine box. I got my top 5 predictions. I got to do my predictions. I knew I got Sam in first, but I didn't want to not give you guys predictions. So I had to put somebody in 5th place. But that 5th place spot really could go to one of 4 guys, and 3 out of those 4 guys will get that Orton Cup qualification. Now, a lot of the judging does have to do on the judges. I mean, you could take the same group of guys, the same shape they're in, and take them to Kansas City, and they're going to get judged differently there, and the placing is going to be different there than they are here. What's your take on that?
If we're in Kansas City, I got Sam clear cut number 1.
Yeah.
Just because his overall package and history has shown Kansas City likes conditioning. The judging panel they've had over the last few years has been conditioning.
Okay, so as a prep coach,
the freak factor up here is what, and Cliff Wilson and I talked about this just a little bit ago. You know, the freak factor. We got Murray winning last year that maybe wasn't the leanest guy in the show, but he's a vascular, freak, we say. And Martino the year before could have been a little bit harder, but his size and his his overall presence on stage won.
Wow, okay.
So again, that's why I'm saying size. I got Toth and Starks is top 2. That's why I'm going by size.
Yeah, and I can see it. A lot of competitors pick their shows based off who the judging panel is, because different judges like certain looks. I myself, I like to see mass. So I mean, if I'm a judge, I usually go for the biggest guy, not always the most conditioned. But you got to have enough conditioning to overcome the lack of conditioning that you would have for the second place guy. But mass is always the freak factor for me, so I'm a big fan of the mass. But with that being said, I still got Terry Starks in 3rd place under the conditioned guy. So we'll see what takes place there.
And obviously, my personal opinion is different than what I'm seeing out here. I like the conditioning overall package, obviously, too. So I'm not going to outsize anybody myself on stage. So we got to go overall conditioning and posing and stage presence and things like that are huge for me. So
as a prep coach, do you tell your competitors what shows to do based off the judging panels? Because certain judges go for different looks, and they're better off at certain shows than others.
I generally try not to. Kind of let the competitor pick shows unless they ask for feedback and input. Then I'll provide that. But my job is whatever show they target. If they have a show in mind, I'm just going to get them ready for that show. As long as they've given me adequate time to get them ready to be on stage. And if I don't feel they're ready, obviously I'll talk to them about finding a different show.
I can understand that. We got the Open Men pre-judging coming up, so I don't want to miss that. But one more question. What's your take on, like we said, judging is different in different areas of the nation. You go to Seattle, Washington, Kansas City, St. Louis, here in Bloomington. The judging's always different. It's just simply because of different judges and they have different appealing looks to the competitors. What's the difference?
I think it's still, again, your personal preference is going to weigh out a little bit as you look at the overall package. I mean, what I like and what I see come out, we talked a little bit about it last night, it's still an overall package that I see and I look at you and think, there's my winner, or this is what I like. Even, you're going to judge by the book to a degree, but your personal preference is still going to. I mean, the judging panel is huge. Like we said, you could put 3 different judging panels in there right now and have 3 different top 5s.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. There's our pick. I got Sam Okinola. Brian here's got Terry Starks. Terry the Tower Starks winning this show. We'll have final results posted for you on Inside Natural Bodybuilding Facebook page tonight. Also, videos coming your way on YouTube, so be sure to subscribe to this channel here. Watch my videos. Close to 1,500 videos coming your way this year on Inside Natural Bodybuilding. Until next time, top prep coach Brian Ahlstrom. I'm Mike Neumann. You're watching Inside Natural Bodybuilding. Thanks for watching.